How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to NordForge. This is an Allay, the cutest little loot goblin in Minecraft. They're friendly, helpful, and have a slight criminal record for cookie theft. So today, I'm making one in real life and giving it a permanent home before it loots back my snack drawer. Let's get building before this little guy flies off here. As you can see, I printed him in blue resin. And then filled his eyes with epoxy resin, dyed with white mica powder. And to give him an extra shine, shout out to Uncle Jesse for this tip. You just simply dip the whole thing, or however much you want, in polyurethane and let him dry overnight, and he's nice and shiny. And this is plaster of Paris. We're gonna make the little base for this little guy, and the base itself is also 3D printed, and I just quickly made on Fusion, and I'm just filling in the gaps. This is air dried clay. I'm gonna make a little walkway here. I had this idea in my head that I couldn't really get out. Maybe that's a problem, maybe not. But it gave me this idea, so I decided just to do it. Even though it's kind of, I don't know, maybe a little impulsive. But at least the designs for this thing was, Minecraft, everything was blocky, so not very hard. I think the hardest thing in this whole diorama was probably the grass. If Minecraft grass looked real, I'd probably never stop playing, which is why it doesn't. And so, touching up this clay. Placing on the still somewhat wet plaster of Paris. It's kind of like sculpt a mold. And I painted that a nice brown, which I later on painted a darker brown because I was not satisfied. And I wanted to add mushrooms. I don't know why. I just believe that every magical forest needs snacks growing out of the ground. So, mushrooms. Or shrooms, however you want to look at this. And I decided to give them little growing dots. There's a particular mushroom out there that I don't care to look up that has this look. And when it was done, I spray painted the entire thing red and started painting these little circles white. Give it a nice contrast. It'll make it kind of pop out. And these are the bases of the mushrooms, which I ended up spray painting white as well. I tried painting them. As you can see, it does not stick very well. I think it may be the Mod Podge I coated it in. And then I just gave the walkway a nice gray. Very simple. And I had to make the hole for the little placeholder that will be holding the Allay, which was ever so gifted to me by my son and his Lego set. Obviously you can see it's see-through, so it'll work just great. This is Mod Podge. Again, we're gonna static grass this entire thing. I went a little too crazy with the static grass, and I also noticed that my applicator is garbage, and I'm gonna have to get a new one that costs more than $8. I realized later I wasn't using it correctly, but still, doesn't work very well. I had to brush off some of the grass off of a walkway. This is the cookie that the Allay criminal will be stealing. I printed 2 and then placed them on top of each other inside this sleeve, which is usually used for business cards in this laminating machine. It just sucks it right through, and in the end, you get this perfect 2D cookie. Delicious. Then, of course, came the chest for storage, which would be in the background. The chest is for storage, the cookies are for, I guess, negotiations. This is the only mob in the game that will help you and then rob you, I realize. Then I used some UV resin, or maybe a lot, to secure the Allay to the clear rod, and then used some Eileen's glue to place him in the hole. And super glued that cookie right to his arm. And then added the chicken, because why not? Gotta have the chicken. And gave him his little beady eyes. And then do the same thing for the mushrooms, glued that down, glued the chest down. This was a very easy project. It's fun. But then when it was done, I kind of realized that I don't know why I even made this. I'm just going to gift it to my son. But as for myself, it's really out of my realm. So I added some finishing touches, and it was done. Hope you enjoyed and enjoy these final shots, and I'll see you next week with a much better build, a D&D build, a treehouse. This is what I'm working on next. If you guys like the D&D bunker, you will like this one. Thank you guys, have a great week, and thank you for watching.